Neil?
Hello, Eric.
I love your background, brother.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So,
So,
welcome
the name of your pod or your name of your website is called Without a Head, right?
without your head.
Without your head.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm not without giving away any spoilers. That
Hmm.
has a lot to do with Lumina too, right?
It does indeed. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe that's why I was chosen. It all ties in here to the station of decapitation without your
Serendipity,
head.
right?
Yeah.
That's what it is, huh?
Yeah.
Uh,
Exactly. Exactly. So, Gino, is there anything specific that inspired Lumina, the story for Lumina?
Abductions. Speaking of former Marines, former U.S. military that have all experienced this phenomena, that are real people and good people, and that have come across this type of alien and UFO phenomena that is unexplainable. I wanted to see the psychological effect on people if they lose a loved one, to this type of phenomena. We've seen that with like child abductions and everything else, how parents react. So I wanted to see how someone would react if they lose their girlfriend to alien abduction and what they would do. Will I go after? Will I try to save the woman I love? And will I take my friends on this crazy journey? That's what it's
What
about.
would you do for the person you love? Wow.
That's a very powerful statement. And Gino just, showed that Lumina is a very serious subject. And I was going to bring up, Eric, that your character, brings up Roswell in Government Black Ops. And I think a character like that could be like played over the top, but it's not in this. So was that your decision? Like, how did you come upon how you're going to play Tom?
Well, I think I said to Gino, what do you want to see? And he described him, and I gave him his description. I think it was as simple and straightforward as that. It was not
Pretty
complicated.
much.
It was not all heady. It was not all arty. It was just, what do you want to see, Gino? Well, this guy is like this, and this, and this. I want to see this, and I want to emphasize this and that. I'm like, cool, okay. And I went and did that. And that's kind of how we did it, right,
Yeah.
Gino?
That's exactly.
Yeah.
I couldn't ask for a better performance in terms of what Eric did. He's an amazing actor. He's a legend. And yeah, he's Tom. He's
Is
Tom. He's that dangerous space cowboy that goes out there, man. And like he's experienced some stuff in his life, and yeah, he's still pretty much, part of the program, as they say.
Yeah. What's that like to direct, a veteran actor like Eric? I don't mean like you're starstruck or anything, but a veteran guy. He says, he gave you the character and he comes up with it. So like when you're on set, like
Working with guys like Eric is a pleasure for me because they know what they're doing. They're experienced, then they hit their marks. They, remember their dialogue. They know what the other actors are doing. They know the cadence of the room. They walk into it and you feel it. You feel a presence. With veteran actors, you feel a presence. Of other old friends too, like, Christopher Plummer and other actors I've known that are friends of mine. You just feel their presence when you sit with them and you talk about movies. You talk about the character, you talk about the role. I think being on set with someone like Eric and actors like Eric with that type of experience, elevates, the younger cast and the other cast on the actual movie.
Well,
And it
thank you,
gives you
Gino.
a certain perspective in terms of like, a litmus test or barometer in terms of like where you want to set the standard in terms of your set,
mhm.
you know?
Eric, he said, that he felt like you elevate, younger actors with your performance. What is it like for you to work with, younger actors and a younger director?
Well, it makes a difference your age, your experience. What
Right.
what what I look for is dedication and devotion and clarity. When you have a director who doesn't talk about something kind of generally, but talks very specifically about what he wants. Here's what we're doing, and here's how we're getting it. Go, and then you feel you're part of a team, and you have a job as part of that team. And he's the one who delegates. And it's a fascist system, show business. You have a dictator and everybody else, and that's kind of how it works best because he's the guy with the vision.
Mhm.
Everybody else is the executor. He's the guy who has the picture in his brain. He knows what he wants. And all we're doing is we're literally cog in his wheel, all of us. We're all a different cog, and we're all important, but we're all just a cog. He's the guy who's driving the wheel. And this young man is a great leader. And he's also very gentle, which I appreciate. And it's always a pleasure on the set to not have your boss make your leading lady cry. And of course, he never did. So you know, and I just like him as a person. He's a lovely cat. And but you know, he knows what he wants as a boss. So I say, okay, what do you want to see? He tells me, I deliver. It's a good relationship.
Gino, when you brought up at the beginning that you know, the movie's inspired by abductions and how that would affect someone, do you have a personal experience with that?
Yes, I have a personal experience seeing a UAP, or two UAPs. Actually three. One while I was on an airplane, and I tried to film it, and I didn't get to film it on time. Another one was following our car with my family going back about 14, 15 years ago in Canada, up north. And I saw another one also in Los Angeles in the sky that disappeared.
Wow.
On the horizon. So it was interesting. And, you know, having interviewed all these people and worked with MUFON, and MUFON, as you know, works for the Pentagon, and seeing the congressional hearings come out and stuff like that, I think it's an interesting period in human history right now.
Mm-hmm. And
Because,
Eric, is that something that I'm sorry to interrupt you, but Eric, is that something you have any experience with, or do you believe in or find interesting?
I totally believe in it. I have no firsthand experience with it, but I totally believe in it. And I had a girlfriend once who I will leave nameless, not to drag anybody in here who don't want to be in here, but she saw the landing of a spacecraft in her yard. And she told me about it once, and she said, but I can't tell anybody because they'll think I'm crazy. So
Right.
she told me, though, and I believed her. And so yeah, I think we'd have to be awfully pompous to think we're alone.
Yeah. And so Lumina in theaters July 12th. Have either of you had a chance to see the film with an audience yet?
oh yes, we have. And the audience reactions have been amazing.
It's so much fun to watch it with a house full of people.
Yeah. So yeah, it's the best way to watch a movie. I was in AMC last week at the movies, and I saw a big cardboard cutout for Lumina. So I thought that was a good sign. It's gonna be playing everywhere. So thanks for doing this.
Thank you so much. It's a
Thank you,
pleasure,
Al.
brother. Take
Yeah.
care.
You as well. Thank you both. Bye.